I'm Adam.
Adam, nice to meet you, man.
Nice to see you. You're Frank, yeah?
Yeah, the Benbini.
You've been in the band for a long time.
Yeah, over 2 decades. Yeah.
Make me feel old.
We're all old, Adam.
It's not the years, it's the mileage.
That's true. This is my Golden Popcorn Custom. Now, they've got other models that they've brought out in this same colour, but not with that glass cut. This is custom to Frank and Fun Lovin Criminals only. When I got with Premier, I used to be out in my hometown in Leicester. I used to go and visit that place all the time as a young kid, fascinated, going up, looking at these, to have a big long tower, and at the top of the tower were these beautiful drum kits all lit up all night. And as a young kid going over there, I could only be influenced by them. And then to be an endorsee for the last best part of 10 years has been incredible. Big shout out to my man Colin Tennant, who's just awesome to work with. So there's my shell pack. It's Premier. It's all 6-ply, all full maple. That's why it sounds so lovely and warm. I play a 20-inch kick drum. The reason why I like to play a 20-inch is because I like to sit my snare drum just over about 3 inches over the rim. And obviously when you have a 22, it hits it. And also the other reason is I can get my kick to sound quite subby. You can get 20 inches to sound more subby sometimes than big 24. So I really like playing the 20. Then I move over to a 10-inch rack tom. My 10 is 10 by 8, another custom. It's on a rim mount, so it's got its own individual stand. So I like to get the vibration, so when I hit it, you hear it wobble out its tone, which I like. And I normally try and choke my 10-inch tom a little bit, because obviously with my band Fun Lovin Criminals, we cross so many styles, from a bit of jazz, bit of hip hop, bit of blues, and sometimes we like to mash up a bit of Latino flavors. So I like to get that kind of timbali and get all that little flavors going on. Then I move down to, this is a very special drum, because this is the only drum Premier have ever done where they've sat a 12 on legs, which is how I like it, because when it's rim mounted, normally they sit too high, and I like to have my floors lower than my snare. A one-off, which I'm very, very lucky for. Then we move on to the 14 by 14. This is my floor tom. As you can see, I play cocktail tom-toms. I like all the drums to hold the tone. All my toms ring out, so. But when I spoke to Premier, I said, now, there's kind of one deal breaker, and that is I'll always play my vintage Yamaha snare. They don't make this snare anymore. This is over 31 years old, I believe, 30 years old, 31 years old. It's a beautiful brass piccolo. I use Remo controlled sound Emperors on my snare, also controlled sound on my tom-toms as well. Normally a controlled on that one. Didn't have one in the shop, so I went with my old classic, just an Emperor clear. Obviously the idea of the dots is it just kills a little bit of overtone, where on the 10 I don't mind it overtoning, because I want that ring like a timbali. So that's my custom kit from Premier. Then I move over to my absolute jewels, Elvis Presley's jewelry. I play paste. Now the unusual thing about me is my second cymbal, which you'd think would be a different size, is not. It's a full 18 crash. I only like the sound of an 18 crash. So whether or not I'm playing off the ride and I want to do a quick snap, but it's the same crash on both tones. Then I play a lovely, beautiful dry ride. I play a 20, so it's got a really nice controllable bell. But then as I come out, I can really rock out. And then sometimes I even give it a crack to get that gong kind of a super dynamic cymbals. Got a great tone, great edge, very loud. And then I move over to these beautiful things. These are my hi-hats. These are the medium, these are. The unusual thing about me is I flip them. So I play my bottom hi-hat cymbal on the top. I just like the more snappy because of my hip hop. But then if I want to rock out, it's got a beautiful ong to it. They're such good hi-hats. All my hardware is Premier. It's all double braced. I work with 3 boom stands, and then my 4th boom stand is just here holding up my chimes. Special moments in songs like Barry White where we do a breakdown, you just sweeten it up by running down the chimes before a big fill and coming back in on something. So that's the LP percussion chimes. I don't use a Premier kick drum pedal, which they don't mind, because if you're going to use a drum pedal, you use a DW5000 double chain. Pretty much an industry standard, that pedal. Then you move over to my little brain, which is unusual. 12,000 Mackie mixer. It's a fantastic mixer, pretty bulletproof. Don't want to jinx it, God bless you. I have a click, and then I have fast vocal, I have Naeem's guitar, I have my vocal, and I also have the loops, our backing tracks. Then I have a little table where I have my drinks holder, timpani sticks for the beginning and ending of songs that I sometimes like to throw in. Always got a trusty drum key and my phone for when I'm bored halfway through a set and I want to ring my mum, or I want to order a pizza for the end of the show, whatever it may be. I have my drum tech who's constantly making me drinks in the position the camera's in right now. And then I have my fan. Can't live without my fan, because we're a well-dressed, savvy outfit. And if my mum and dad see photos of any of us, we always look smart in suits. We see this performance with our fans as a meeting with family members. So for that, we dress up. And then my last thing is obviously my vocal. My vocal comes through my wedge. I also have a wedge mix as well as on ears, because I like to play with one ear out so I can hear the crowd, I can hear the front of house mix. You know, these are my fans for 2 decades. So I like to talk to them, I like to have that connection. And with our guitarist Naeem, I mean, he's one of my oldest friends, so I've been playing with him in bands for many, many years. So we don't actually need to hear each other, because we've got this syncopated thing that we just know what each other's singing, and he knows where my range sits, and I know where he sits. So he's either under me or I'm over him in a harmony, wherever it may be. I also play a back-plated standard drum throne, and the reason that, sometimes to rest the back, but also I do have my in-ears pack sandwich on there. So someone said try this firm out in Manchester called Cosmic Ears. So big shout out also going out to Cosmic Ears. To my pasty family, you are literally the Ferrari of cymbals. Love you big time. Colin and everybody at Premier, you know I love my beauties. And that's pretty much Frank from Fun Lovin Criminals year rundown. Big up.
Nice one. And we're out.
Cool, man.
Cool, thanks for that, Frank.
Good stuff, Adam. I'll send Naeem up, yeah?
Cool.